Alright, let's look at the homework 2.6, problem number 7. Alright, let's find the horizontal and the vertical asymptotes of this equation here. Y equals 6 e to the x over e to the x minus 7. Alright, so in order to find the vertical asymptotes, we are looking for the x value, which makes the denominator 0. Alright, so we can do that. So here we set this guy equal to 0. Right, what do we get? So you have e to the x. I'm going to just add 7 to both sides. So e to the x equals 7. Right, then we can take the natural log of both sides. So natural log of e to the x is going to be equal to natural log of 7. Right, then you have two inverse functions composed together. So they cancel out. So we know that x equals natural log of 7. So let's just type that in. Right. So we have natural log of 7. Oops. All right. Is the x equals natural log of 7 is the vertical asymptote. All right. So let's do the limit. Oops. We take the limit of this function 6e to the x over e to the x minus 7 as x approaches a positive infinity. Alright, so if you plug in, you will see that the numerator and denominator both goes to positive infinity. This guy goes to positive infinity. That guy also goes to positive infinity. Alright, so we're going to divide top and bottom by, say, e to the x. Right, we're going to have to do the same thing to the top and bottom. Then you see that you have, let's see, we still have a limit, right? Don't stop writing limit if you haven't, evaluated a limit. So you have a 6 on top, right? E to the x divided by e to the x is 1, and a negative 7 e to the x is a negative 7 over e to the x, right? As x approaches infinity, you can see that the e to the x goes to infinity. So 7 over e to the x actually approaches 0. So this guy actually goes to 0. So therefore, we have 6 over 1, which is 6. Right? So this tells you that there's a horizontal asymptote whose equation is y equals 6. Right? So that's one of them. Right? Then you have to do the other one. So limit as x approaches negative infinity. Right? So you have a 6e to the x over e to the x minus 7. Right? As x approaches negative infinity, we know that e to the x actually goes to 0. Right? If you remember the graph of e to the x, it looks like this. All right, origin here and x-axis here, y-axis here. So the graph of e to the x looks like this. Right? As you can see that if you go to the positive x direction, it's going to head toward positive infinity. But if you go to the negative infinity, you can see that the function value e to the x actually approaches 0. Right? Because it's getting closer to the x-axis. Right? So we know that this guy is going to approach 0, and also this guy is going to approach 0. So therefore, we have 6 over negative 7. Right? So therefore, this tells you that we have another horizontal asymptote, which is y equals negative 6 over 7. Right? So let's type it in. Right, so smaller value is negative 6 over 7, and the other value was, what was it, 6. Right, so you have 6. Right, let's check the answer. Oops, right, I made a mistake actually. Here, since I said that this guy is actually numerator 6 times 0 is actually 0. Right, so horizontal asymptote, the smaller one is actually 0. Right, sorry about that, I messed that up. Right, so it's gotta be, right, so here, good, was 0. Alright, so let's double check here. Alright, it came back. We finally got them all correct. Alright, that's it. I hope that this was clear.